Hello, everybody. Welcome to Build Fly Go. So here we are in Laredo. This is, I believe, a Saturday morning with pretty lousy weather. It is above freezing. We've checked all the freezing possibilities. We're getting pyreps and all that kind of stuff. Tower is helping us to just double check that we're good, and we're good. There's no issues here. But it is rainy and it is sort of chilly and sort of icky out. I don't usually like flying in the rain, mostly because RVs don't seal that well. RV canopies, I'm sure someone out there is going to tell me their RV is great, but RV canopies in general don't seal great. Our RV, just like many others, has little leaks in the canopy. There's actually one that's right by my feet. That makes me feel a little iffy. But anyway, so we took off into this. The clouds were from about 800 feet all the way up to about 8,000 feet, which is not what the SKUT was saying, but it is what we expected. We had gotten a PIREP that the clouds were all the way up. So we climbed to, I want to say 11,500, or rather 11,000 this time around. We IFR, of course, and no ice. We're good as expected. Oh, the colors are just beautiful here, and we're between layers for a good chunk of it, and just flying on our way to Arlington, Texas, just south of DFW. So here's the thing. So we've decided this was right before the big storms are going to come through into the U.S. We probably picked the worst possible week to fly home, oddly enough. And so I didn't want to leave the plane in Laredo because there was nowhere to put it. So we decided we can get a nonstop commercial flight from DFW to Madison. And the DFW area has a ton of little airports around there. So our EAA chapter president, Shane, started calling the local EAA chapters in the DFW area to see if anybody has an available hangar that they can let us borrow for up to a week, possibly. And we got extremely lucky. Ken from the Arlington EAA chapter, thank you, Ken. Thank you, everybody at the Arlington chapter. Had an available hangar from his RV7, I believe he said, that he sold, and he didn't have anybody going into the hangar for another few weeks. So he very graciously offered to let us use his hangar for the coming week. So this is what we did. So we're flying to Arlington. I want to say it was about an hour and a half flight, hour and a half, maybe 2 hour flight. Pretty short flight. Great. No issues, right? The weather is not terrible, but definitely got significantly better as we got into Texas. And honestly, this is one of those situations where it's like, should we continue? No. The answer is no. We know the weather is bad and it's going to get bad, and we know we have a good hangar here. We have a good situation here. There's a nonstop flight to Madison from here, I think 2 or 3 times a day. So it did not make any sense for us to push and possibly get stuck somewhere else and having to leave the plane outside for a week. So thanks, Ken, for letting us borrow your hangar. And so that's what we did. So the plane got put away here at Arlington, and it stayed from, I want to say this was Saturday, and I flew back on the next Friday. Here we go, the 20th, which was this past Friday. I spent the night Friday so that I could get an early start on Saturday. And Saturday, Texas was getting a little more normal. You can still see snow on the ground in Texas, which is a sight to behold. But things were a little more normal. The weather was beautiful. You can see the skies are clear, and the skies were basically clear all the way to Madison up until sort of the very end, which you'll see later on. So Ken met me at the airport, open up the hangar so we could fly home. I fueled up, and we are on our way. We were VFR. In this case, I did not file IFR, but the nice controllers at DFW let us enter the Bravo airspace. and of course gave us some vectors around their traffic, but we flew through the Bravo. I want to say I'm at 7,500 here or something like that, and heading to Lebanon, Missouri. Lebanon, Missouri is about a 2.5-hour flight. It's right in the middle, in between. Oh, we have a visitor in between Madison and the Dallas area. And it's a great little airport. Cheap fuel. I think it was $3.29 a gallon. Look at the snow on the ground in Texas. $3.29 a gallon. Very, very friendly people. And you might remember that it's also the airport we stopped at the last time we went to Texas to pick up Snowball, the puppy, who is now humongous. And we stopped at Lebanon as well, and they were, very excited to have a puppy. And this time they remembered us from the puppy pickup. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, so off we go to the Midwest. We have a nice little tailwind. I want to say I was seeing between 5 and 10 knots tailwind the entire time. So if you look at our ground trap, we're doing 165 to 170 knots ground speed, which is quite nice. Door-to-door flying time was 2.5 hours for the first leg and 2.6 hours for the second leg. So 5 hours from Madison to DFW or DFW to Madison is pretty damn good, right? Because the commercial flight is close to 3 hours, I want to say. Plus, you have to get to the airport an hour early. Plus, you've got to get a rental car and all that brouhaha that'll take you maybe another hour to, to BS yourself around there. And so in the end, it's about the same amount of time, and it's a lot less aggravation. So this is one of those magical, this is easier or almost faster to do in a small little airplane than it is in a big airplane. Almost. We tell ourselves that, right? Any excuse. But anyway, so it's going to be snow all the way north at this point. It was snowy in Texas, so it's going to be snowing all the way north. And here we are coming up on Lebanon. Oh, there's the airport. And just getting in the pattern, and the winds were nice. Nothing finicky. It was honestly a fantastic day. A fantastic day for flying the plane back. No issues, nothing really going on. And they topped us off, and yeah, bathroom break, no coffee. A little bit of water, and we keep going. I've had snacks in the plane for this trip. Probably not the healthiest snacks. I had some Fruit Loops or something like that, and some nuts. But anyway, so off we go, heading north. And so one of the things you're going to notice here, I'll speed up the video. One of the things you're going to notice is it's a bit hazy, which is fine. I'm watching the weather on ADS-B up ahead, and the weather is consistently METARing better than the TAF, right? So the visible weather is consistently better than the forecast weather, which is interesting because we were supposed to see a lot of broken coming up, a lot of overcasts in the 2,000, 3,000 range. So I was originally planning on filing IFR for this, but all of the METARs were showing great, so I decided to just go VFR to keep things simple. Oh, look at the interesting shadow of the camera almost on the antenna right there. Nice. So we did this VFR, and you'll notice coming up that we're going to hit, the clouds are going to start showing up, and just before, a little bit before Madison, we're going to be over an overcast. But Madison and around the Quad Cities area, KMLI Moline, I believe. I don't know. South of Dubuque. And it's going to be overcast, but the forecast and the METAR at Madison and at Janesville and at Rockford are all showing either broken or scattered ceilings in the 3, 4, 5, 6,000 range. So this is a very clear, right? Like we've got tons of fuel range. There's no reason for us to file IFR here. Definitely you can, and sometimes I do, but in this case, I just kept it simple. And we're flying VFR all the way there. So here we go. Here are the little wispy clouds that we were talking about, and they're going to start getting thicker. And I'm talking to, coming up, I'll be talking to Madison Approach, and Madison is VFR, but I am above this overcast, which actually looked thicker from inside the airplane than it looks right here. And I, and they're like, "Are you above the clouds yet?" And I was like, "Nope, I'm still at 7,000 feet. I still, have clouds below me, not punching through." And they're like, "Well, let us know if you need an IFR clearance." They can give me a pickup clearance in the air for their local area. But as you saw, the clouds basically ended just before Madison, and I just descended and hit down to runway 14. And here we are landing runway 14 in Madison. And at the end of 14 is basically the south ramp. So I taxi almost all the way down, and here we go. And here we are. Thanks for following us along to Mexico. It was a great trip. More to follow. Thanks for watching.